For centuries, our kind has stayed hidden on Earth. But darkness has found us again.
It feels amazing. You know, Transformers is a huge part of my life. I was a Beast Wars fan as a kid growing up, so you know, being here right now is a dream. But also being in this film with these characters that I grew up with is crazy. So and doing it in Brooklyn, like King's Theater, this is legendary right now. I played baseball a few blocks away at Parade Grounds at Prospect Park. You know, and, so you know, shout out to all my people in Brooklyn. I love y'all, man, and you know, we did it for the city. Peru was incredible, you know, being in Machu Picchu, going to Tarapoto to the jungle, and I never experienced heat like that in my life. It was crazy. And then being in Cusco, 11,000 feet above sea level, and like we had oxygen tanks and oxygen masks on set, and yeah, it was crazy. It took days to acclimate to the altitude, but again, the food, the people, the culture, the spirit of Peru was just like, it's something that I can't express how much gratitude I have for all of that.
Back up!
Oh, I thought we were boys.
The appeal is Transformers. I was blown away, but of course, yeah, I couldn't believe it was in the 90s, which is all my favorite stuff. It's Sandler, The Mask, it's Wu-Tang, it's all my favorite hip-hop, it's the best. Steven's the best. I'm very excited to be. It's everything. I grew up watching this stuff. I was like, as I was pulling up here, I was like, oh, wow, this is wild. Yeah. As you can see, I've not done many of these, but yeah, this is really sick. I'm stoked. The movie's amazing, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. It's really cool.
We're in Brooklyn tonight. I'm from Brooklyn, East New York. My character's from Brooklyn, East New York. Anthony's from Brooklyn, Bushwick, and so is his character. So I'm excited for our families to see themselves, feel represented, feel their culture and their neighborhoods and their music represented in such a big and a very special way.
It's always fun to play a character who is as fierce and as badass as Primal is, and but particularly what was most attractive to me about him was the size of his heart was almost greater than the size of his muscle. The love he has for the people he's been sworn to protect is infinite and profound. And so that's true heroism, and when you're an actor, you look for that.
Big summer blockbuster fun spectacle that gets people into the movie theaters, which is really important, and hopefully the smaller films can follow in the footsteps, getting people into the movie theaters, because we're all, you know, one big group, one big tribe, the big movies and the smaller movies. If we can share the screens together, then it's all worth it. I remember I was living in Williamsburg, Brooklyn in the 90s, which felt like a wasteland of Transformers back then because nobody was living out there. And the music from the 90s, which this is infused with, it has a lot of fun to it while threatening the entire universe. I'm very excited.
Casting choices, you know, with Anthony Ramos and Dominique Fishback, a pretty diverse cast overall. Taking the characters to new places, like Optimus Prime, he's not the Prime that you know just yet. New villains like Unicron, finally giving him a voice. And of course we got the Beast, right, the Maximals, which stick out from the rest of the franchise because we actually never seen him in a live action film before. I grew up in the 90s, so for me it was like, what music do I want to hear in a film that I don't get to hear too often? You know, so placing these sounds inside of a movie or a movie that's going to be played in theaters, it's like amazing because now you get to feel the full acoustics, get a vibe, and it really sets the tone for the rest of the film and kind of puts you really in the right place for the 90s.
This is wild to be here, and it's an honor to be here, to be the voice of RC for like women everywhere, for female Autobots everywhere. It really does mean a lot to be a part of such a massive piece of pop culture and something I grew up with and everybody grew up with. So yeah, it's about time we see another one. There's a lot of Easter eggs. A lot of people have been waiting for certain little moments to unfold in this universe. So you're going to see a lot of that finally being acknowledged because a fan himself made it. Stephen Cable Jr. grew up with the franchise, as we all did, and he finally implemented all the things and details that we've wanted to see for so long, including giving RC a little backstory too. So I'm really, really proud and honored to be such a cool, disciplined, devoted, divine, feminine woman in this kind of man's world.
Let them come.